54 years old. Sometimes I say that number out loud just to hear it. 54. That's over half a century. When I look back at those years, really look back, I have to confront a very hard truth. For most of that time, I wasn't even there. My body was there. I showed up to jobs, relationships, family gatherings. But the real me, the person underneath the skin, I kept that person hidden away in a very dark closet. For most of my life, I have been performing. I was always something to someone else. I was that person they needed me to be, never the person I needed to be for myself. And when you do that for 5 decades, something happens. You forget who you are. You wake up at 54 and realize you spent a lifetime playing characters written by other people. So I became an expert chameleon. I could walk into a room, read the energy, and instantly shift into whatever shape was required to keep the peace, or to be liked, or just to maybe even stay safe sometimes. If you need me strong, I was immovable. If you needed me soft, I was pliable. I thought this was a skill. I thought this was what it meant to be a good person, a loving person. But it wasn't love, it was fear. It was a deep ingrained fear that if I stopped performing, if I dropped the act, I would be abandoned. So I just kept acting, year after year, decade after decade. The show must go on, right? But living like that is profoundly exhausting. It's a heavy weight to carry every single day of your life. And this is where it gets really frustrating. The energy just ran out. I couldn't keep the mask on anymore. And honestly, when I decided to stop performing and reconnect with myself, I ran into a terrifying wall. I didn't know who the myself was. I remember sitting in silence trying to hear my own inner voice. And you know what? I couldn't hear it. I heard my mother, I heard my partners, I heard my ex-partners, I heard society telling me what a 54-year-old should be. It is incredibly frustrating and exhausting to open your mouth and not be sure if the words coming out are truly yours, or just lines from an old script you memorized 20, 30, 40 years ago. I felt angry. I felt like I had been robbed. Like someone I had known all my life didn't even exist, or did exist, but was never seen. I grieve for the younger version of me who spent so much energy trying to please ghosts. So how do you find yourself? It's not a quick fix. It's not a weekend retreat, most definitely not a retreat. It's a slow, messy process of unlearning. I had to start with silence, and for decades, I filled every quiet moment with busyness because silence was where the truth lived, and the truth was scary. I had to learn to just sit there, to let the noise of everyone else's opinion die down so I could hear the faint whisper of my own gut. I started asking myself the simplest questions like, I was getting to know a stranger. Do I actually like this food? Or do I cook because it makes others happy? Do I want to go to this event? Or do I feel obligated? I started saying no, and let me tell you, when a lifelong performer starts saying no, people get upset. They're used to you being convenient. But I had to learn that their disappointment was not my emergency anymore. I want to be very clear. This isn't a before and after story where everything is absolutely perfect now. It's not like a hero's journey. It's an ongoing process. Every day I have to choose not to put the costume back on. It's really tempting sometimes. It's easier to be what others want. It's harder to be real. It's harder to be you. I still get frustrated. I still catch myself using someone else's voice. But I've finally decided that the second half of my life belongs to me. I'm aligning with who I am, irrespective of other people's point of view. It's scary, but it's the first time in a long time that I feel awake and alive. If you are listening to this and you feel like you're still on stage, it's never too late to just step off that stage. Thank you for listening.